Let's take a look inside. How to buy a commercial property using none of your own money. Well, I'm with Kiren Gill, who's done exactly that, and we're going to take you through the project in this video. So we're in West Ealing, and we're in a shop which was sold at auction and bought by Kiren. Kiren, thanks for joining. Well, thanks for inviting me, I should say.
Thank you for having me on your YouTube channel.
Well, this is a terrific deal. This is exactly what I've been, I talk about a lot on the commercial courses that we run. Buying a shop that's unfit for purpose and using permitted development rights to split the rear into a flat and maintain the shop at the front. That's what we've done here, and we're going to talk you through in this video the strategy and also how Kiren has put together this deal using none of her own money. Kiren, so how did you learn this technique?
Well, you know the answer to that one. Well, actually, in 2016, when we were at your workshop, it was in Watford.
Yeah.
And so there's monthly workshops. At that point, my strategy was other developments, up-ground sort of developments and residential. I never really realised the value of it until I started just coming to Baker Street as well. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this commercial a go. And just looking at the numbers, they just really stack up well.
The numbers of the strategy, and we'll come on to the numbers later on in this video, why they are so magical. But a lot of people ask me, you know, how do you source these commercial property deals, which are around everywhere? And this was in an auction.
It was.
Essentially, what we've got here is a shop that's, we'll show you some floor plans later on. It's very long and deep. And there's a government have given a permitted development right, which allows you to convert some or all of the shop in a secondary parade into residential accommodation. So what's happening here is a smaller shop is going to be retained because this is West Ealing, it's a cracking location, plenty of footfall, and there will be plenty of businesses who would want to take up this location. When we looked up and down the street, very few of the shops are unoccupied, so there's plenty of occupied demand. And because there's access to the rear of the shop for the flat, and it's lit very well naturally, it's going to make a cracking two-bedroom flat in a great location.
Absolutely.
And the reason the figures are such a no-brainer is because when you take low-value commercial accommodation and can convert it into higher-value residential accommodation, you almost or more than double the capital value per square foot of the real estate that you've got. That's why this is such a cracking deal.
Well, yeah.
What was the auction like? Was that your first one at auction?
Well, I've been to auctions, you know, quite a few times, but yeah, this is my first first time ever. It was really exciting, but I had a figure in mind and I wasn't going to go above that. So but I felt that I was going to get the deal somehow. But yes, it was really, really exciting. There was it started off with hardly any people in the room, and I thought, great, no competition. But then what the auctioneer did was they said, oh, there's been delays on, you know, on the trains, so we'll hold off another 10 minutes. I'm like, damn. And then the rooms, you know, then there's floods of people coming in, and I thought, oh, I don't know, but be positive. And I felt, you know, this is a price we're going to go for, and that's it. I did your strategy of standing at the back of the room. Yeah. I had people trying to push behind me, but I kind of owned the corner. And so I watched and observed, and the bidding started, I think it was at 225, I think, and then went to 230, and then slowly, when it came up to 240, I thought, I'm only going to step in after the 240 mark, because that was our sort of strategy, was pay about 240, you know, and then it went up to 240, 1.5, 2, 3, and then I kept on sort of bidding from about, I think, 42 up.
And you know when it's reaching the end point, when the bidding increments become less and less. Sometimes the auctioneer allows bids of £1,000 and then £500, and you know it's coming close to the end. Now, so the hammer price was 244. Now, let me just explain something, because to buy any property in West Ealing for £244,000 within the M25 is just amazing. We'll show you details of the auction catalogue entry on the screen. As you can see, what's on sale here is not the full building as such, it's the full freehold, which is very important, because that gives you the right to do what you want with the accommodation. The upper flat is already sold off on a long lease, so you're not buying that. What you're buying is the freehold and the entire real estate on the ground floor and the right to reconfigure the ground floor how you want. So from that point of view, it's an amazing way to get a cracking piece of real estate in West London for under £250,000, which many people say is just impossible.
I know. I mean, a one bed in this area is worth about 350.
Yes.
So, taking if it's at the rear of a shop and you think, okay, fine, even if you do it really high up, if you don't get 350, you get 325 at least. So I did check with the local agents as well.
So this is, yes, and we're going to come on to...
That's just the flat.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just the flat at the back. So the flat at the back, and the general rule of thumb is if you are in areas where residential real estate is not worth very much. So there are parts of the northern England where a 1 or 2 bedroom flat is 40, 50 grand.
Yeah.
If it's going to cost you 40, 50 grand to convert, it ain't worth doing the project. But in areas which are higher value, where the price of a flat is 200k or more, it's typically just a no-brainer, slam dunker to pay the conversion costs and do it.
You're right, because I was actually looking at one in Nottingham as well, and I thought it's about the same price, but the capital's not going to go up.
Yes.
So with this one, say if the market, for any, it's an uncertain market, say if there is a crash, we don't know what's going to happen in the market, at least we can hold it for capital growth.
Yes.
So that's the bonus.
Now, this is going to be a construction site. We're going to do a lot of development.
Yep.
And I must say, I've got a little present for you.
For me?
Yes, I've got a little present for you. Which I hope you'll appreciate as you go into construction mode.
Oh my God! Good Lord, thank you so much.
Do you want to open now? You guys, I know what you guys are like. You're going to comment me and say pink and sexist and all of that. So just so that I don't get comments and all of that, I've got one for me too.
You only got that because it matches his shirt.
Now we're all safe and protected, wearing our high-vis gear as we're entering construction mode. You look very dashing in pink. And so talk us through what we're going to do with this site.
Okay, so the shop is actually 650 square feet. It's slightly more than that, that's just approximately. So what we're going to do is retain the front portion of it. This is the entrance that we just came in from. So 30 square metres approximately we're going to keep as the shop. And then thereafter split it from here, okay, and then turn that into a one bed. So we're saying it's about 34 square metres, but slightly more than that. And the beauty about this is, normally with these kind of things, daylight's an issue. Mm-hmm. So with this one, it's got windows here. On here, it doesn't actually show it on the drawing. Whoever did the drawings, they didn't put the windows in. So when we were looking at it initially, I thought, oh my God, that might be a light issue. The beauty about it, it's got windows. Normally, light is an issue. So there's windows here, and also it looked like this had kind of like an emergency lighting in the ceiling. But when our building team was here looking at it yesterday, we discovered it's actually a skylight.
This is another point which is important. It amazes me how many people go and bid or look at auction property without actually bother going on a viewing. And there's always information that is not in the catalogue.
Yeah.
So if you were just looking at this based on the catalogue, you may have thought that there's going to be a massive natural light issue here, but none of the plans or the auction catalogue showed that there was a light well with windows on this elevation, which made it so simple to make it into a flat.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have seen that if you hadn't come down to have a look.
Absolutely. Well, actually, it came down twice. We also tried to bid for it pre-auction because we thought we might be able to get it, at the sort of asking price, really, about 230 maybe. They said the vendor's not looking for any kind of pre-auction sort of bids at all. So so then we went to auction and here we are. So where are we now? So that's the skylight, like I said. So light is definitely not an issue. Also checked with the council. It's not in the primary frontage area. So I've got them to confirm via email because it doesn't matter what they say to you on the phone. You don't know who you can get on the phone. So once I've got the confirmation, then I knew it was a,
so
go ahead.
The things to check which aren't applicable to this site are that it isn't a primary shopping parade, it isn't in a protected shopping parade, which different councils have, it isn't in a conservation area, and it's not a listed building. Those are the key things that you need to check for to make sure your permitted development rights apply. So this is lovely. It also has a courtyard at the back, which is going to make it a very nice one-bedroom flat. Now, how long do you think it's going to take you to do the works?
From the time we get the prior approval, I'd say we'll knock it out in about 2 to 3 months, maximum 2 months, I would say.
2 months.
I would say 2 months. Yeah.
And the shop part of it, of course, it's very much a natural split.
Yeah.
The site pretty much tells you where to put that line, but it's sized in a way where in this sort of shopping parade, it's going to be under the business rates threshold.
Yes,
which means that by making the shop smaller, you make a shop unit which is business rates free. Which means it's very attractive to a business tenant to come and occupy this unit.
Yeah, but also it was actually already under the threshold.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, but yeah, I did look out for that as well.
Yes,
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That was because the back space was not designated as retail space.
No,
it would have been ancillary and storage
it's
space.
All offices at the back.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it would have been rated
Yeah.
differently.
The other thing we could do, like the neighbouring property, they've got a flat. They've extended all the way across up to this level. But like we were discussing, and I discussed with my teams and architects, design teams, we all decided to have a courtyard because it will be more appealing, and maybe even just have sort of patio doors here or something.
Yes, I mean, I think you've decided to bang on the right thing here, because the thing when you're doing these sort of conversions, you've got to remember a flat behind a shop is going to be a compromise. It's not going to be worth the same money as something on an off street.
Yeah.
So what you've got to do is give it a little bit of an edge to compensate for that.
Yeah.
So what this is going to have is going to be a one-bedroom flat with its own patio garden. So
Yeah.
that kind of gives it something to compensate for the fact that it's behind a shop.
Yeah.
And
And we will.
Very
I
powerful.
mean, even sort of it's only a small alleyway, and all around, it's like surrounded by residential. So it's not that it's all sort of commercial. So it'll be a pretty little space, and even the entrance will make it look very nice. And yeah, really looking forward to it.
Now, the bit that you guys are probably wanting to hear now is how Kiren has structured this using none of her own money. She's mentioned she's got a joint venture partner who is busy at work today, isn't
Yes,
she?
she's always busy at work, and I say to her, stay at work. Let's do more of these.
So she doesn't want to get involved in the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
So essentially what's happened here is they've formed a new limited company to buy the property.
Yeah.
They've taken a debt loan, a bridging loan, actually from our company,
Yeah.
to finance 65% of the purchase of the property.
That's right.
And the remaining equity that's required, and also the development cost, has been put up by Kiren's private investor.
Yeah.
So, and the way the SPV is structured, the limited company is structured, is that both of you own 50%
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
shares and share 50% of the
Absolutely.
profit.
Yeah.
So yes, you're doing all the work, but you're not putting any of your own money in.
No.
And there should be a considerable
Yeah.
uplift for the two of you from this deal.
We hope so.
And we're going to be following it on this channel. We'll do a couple more videos from here when we start knocking out some of the ceilings, and you'll see us with our pink hats and sledgehammers very shortly in the next video. We're going to have some fun with this, do you think?
Absolutely, it's a fun project.
It's a fun project. So keep watching, subscribe, hit the like button, comment, tell us if you're doing any commercial conversions, particularly if you're doing these entry-level commercial conversions, because the thing I love about these projects is anyone can do this.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it's not complicated.
Yeah, absolutely not. It is going to be a quick and easy deal for us, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And if you want to get involved in commercial property, I run some workshops on the subject. Details are in the description below. Just click on there, find out the next dates, and hope to see you at one of those. Alternatively, Kiren has been coming to Baker Street Property Meet since the very beginning. If you want to catch up with her, you'll find her regularly at Baker Street Property Meets. Details of the next one, we meet on the last Wednesday of every month, in the description below. Catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the bell icon. As soon as we upload, we'll let you know. And enjoy these. They're all dedicated to helping you be more successful in property. Happy investing.